Diddy might have a roommate soon because Mayor Adams got scandals popping out left and right. Now they're accusing him of having a relationship with this female that looked dead on Cassie, and allegedly Diddy put him on with the girl. Not to mention one of his ex-staffers wrote a book and she's telling everything. We're about to get into this news, but before we do that, I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to show me some love and hit that Cash App, $Shawn Blaze Docs.
Now to an I-Team exclusive. A former staffer for Mayor Adams sitting down for her first TV interview. Tonight, she tells our Chris Glorioso she believes she was one of the key witnesses in the federal corruption case that consumed City Hall last year. And she is previewing a book that also details a romantic relationship with Eric Adams.
There was a moment where he was like, "You're going to be my wife." And I was like, okay.
In her first TV interview since leaving City Hall, former staffer Jasmine Ray told the I-Team about a 6-month romance with Eric Adams and their breakup 6 years before he became mayor.
Around January 2016, it ended abruptly. He ended it. In front of him, I said, okay. But then I went to my car and I was boo-hooing like a baby. Yeah.
Ray opened up to the I-Team previewing her forthcoming book, Political Humanity. She describes it as an insider's look at her hidden relationship with Eric Adams, marked by intimacy, sacrifice, and betrayal. In the interview, Ray also defended the 6-figure City Hall job she just resigned.
I want to give you a chance to confront those people who will say it just doesn't look good when the mayor hires his former lover to a high-level City Hall job.
I've been doing the work for over a decade, so you will be foolish to question my capabilities, my record, my passion. You'd be foolish to do that.
Last year, the I-Team first reported on Jasmine Ray, revealing she not only worked as Mayor Adams' Director of Sports, Wellness, and Recreation, but that the mayor also obtained a conflict of interest waiver, allowing Ray to consult for a child care facility with city contracts. City Hall defended the arrangement. Then, Tuesday, City Hall confirmed Eric Adams and Jasmine Ray had a personal relationship roughly a decade ago, but stressed there have been no romantic engagements since the two started working at City Hall.
She know good and well that they were still in an intimate relationship with each other. But what tripped me out is they make it seem like when somebody come up, they not supposed to help nobody up. So what if he got her a job and that was his girl or whatever the case was and he put her on? Would they be happier if he would have left her in the struggle and he was still smashing that but couldn't give her no dough? What sense do that make? Men of power got to be careful with their power, apparently, because they making it seem like he committed a crime for putting this girl in position just because he was putting her in different positions.
Are you still in contact with the mayor, and what does he think about the book?
His first response was, I really like the way you unpacked those difficult topics.
One of those difficult topics the book addresses is the corruption investigation that consumed City Hall last year. In an advance copy of Political Humanity, Jasmine Ray writes that Mayor Adams warned her about the feds. "You're on a short list of people that have frequent contact with me. I just wanted you to be aware," she wrote, quoting the mayor.
You wrote that Mayor Adams warned you that you were on the radar of federal investigators.
Yeah.
Did he ever encourage you to lie or to not tell the whole truth?
So, no. In fact, it was very painful for me because once I said, hey, I just got interrogated, the first thing he said to me was, we can't talk.
Jasmine Ray told the I-Team she gave federal investigators access to her phone. She says she was subpoenaed 4 times and testified before a grand jury multiple times. But she says she is still perplexed by the bribery indictment against her former boss that was ultimately dropped by the Trump DOJ. Adams has denied wrongdoing, and his attorney called alleged bribes courtesy travel upgrades. Ray believes accepting travel perks may have been in bad taste, but she's not sure the conduct was worthy of an indictment.
I don't know if it's illegal. I think that's up to a judge to decide. I don't know. But it was tacky.
Jasmine Ray stepped down from her City Hall job 2 days before Mayor Adams announced a suspension of his re-election campaign. Ray's book is scheduled to be out this weekend.
His legacy as a mayor in New York City has been ruined. Due to countless allegations and speculations made about this man, he had to know they was gonna hate him before he even got into office. So now that he leaving office, he can't be surprised that they hate his guts. I can imagine him back in the day with a Kangol on, standing on 125th Street with some rocks in his socks. The city of New York hate this man. They make it seem like he was worse than Giuliani.
Thank you for joining me. Eric Adams decided not to seek a second term. Do New Yorkers care? And how will he be remembered? They're weighing in on your point. Eric Adams won't be the mayor next year. Will you miss him?
Oh, definitely not.
Not really.
No, I won't. I'm afraid not.
No. Why not?
From the start, I thought he was a crook.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you know?
I'm a therapist. I'm very good at reading people.
He causes too much controversy, and I don't think he's good for the city.
He didn't do too much. And plus, he was like a big thief. He did a lot of stealing.
I don't believe he's really done a good job for the city at all.
I don't know what he did while he was here.
I believe he wasn't in it for New Yorkers.
That guy sucks. Zoran all the way.
I won't miss him at all. I live in Connecticut. But and if I was here, I wouldn't miss him either.
Will I miss him? Yes, I may have voted for him even.
I think so. Maybe a little bit.
Why?
I feel he's doing an okay job.
Eric Adams is not going to be the mayor next year. Will you miss him? How about you, Eric?
My silence speaks volumes.
You want to? Okay, your silence speaks volumes. Okay, I get that. Has he done anything has he accomplished anything?
Who, Mayor Adams?
Yeah.
I haven't been here long enough to really know.
Nothing.
Not anything?
No.
Okay.
I think he's partied enough.
Eric Adams stayed out of jail.
He did, I think, in terms of some of the educational programs.
With the people from out of America coming in here, he tried to put that together, but it kind of blew up.
It's unfortunate because he could have been a great mayor if he had only kept his hands clean.
He did help the community here and there when he first started.
What do you think he's going to do next?
Probably accept a government job under Trump administration.
He's going to disappear into the Trump world is what he's going to do.
Beg for a pardon.
He already had a pardon.
Needs another one.
He'll probably become some kind of broadcaster or something.
I don't think he's going to do anything. I mean, he probably has enough money that he can just retire, so probably just hang out.
How will you remember Eric Adams?
As a party mayor who wasn't for New York.
I'll remember Eric Adams as someone who put his finger in the dike to hold the waters back, the waters of liberalism, of leftist American young people socialist culture.
No, he was a good guy, you know.
He was fair, and he wasn't not fair.
I think his heart was in the right place.
He certainly has lots of great quotes.
Eric Adams shows that you can do anything if you got the right friends.
I will not remember him.
At all?
Probably not.
Okay.
These people don't even know why they hate Eric Adams. They might as well just come on out and say it. They hate him because he black. They feel like instead of him being the mayor, he was better off on a box of rice. They need to keep it real because he ain't do nothing no worse than any other New York mayor ever did. And he was getting some booty on the side. He had a couple of dime pieces with him. Had a chick that looked just like Cassie, allegedly. Diddy put him on with the girl. Well, if that was his man's and they was partying together, then what's wrong with having parties? They would rather him celebrate his birthday alone. They ain't invite him over for Christmas. Since he the mayor, he need to be a loner and a Scrooge. And he not allowed to have a good time. He not allowed to put nobody on with no jobs. He not allowed to have flashy things. He not allowed to be happy. They make it seem like they gonna execute him since he not gonna be the mayor no more.
Now to our other top story tonight, 2 scandals involving those connected to Mayor Adams.
And joining us for the very latest, Fox 5's Morgan Mackay and Linda Schmidt. I want to start with Morgan first and the arraignment of Ingrid Lewis-Martin. More charges that she's been hit with.
So Ingrid Lewis-Martin is one of Mayor Eric Adams' longest serving advisors. Her husband was in the police academy with Mayor Eric Adams. She was chief of staff when he was state senator in 2008, and she continued to serve with him until last year when she resigned abruptly when she was was charged in a separate indictment last year for also bribery charges. But these are 4 new indictments that she's facing today. And the prosecutors are alleging that she took around $75,000 in bribes in exchange for political favors. And it wasn't just cash that they alleged that she took. It was also $10,000 worth in free seafood.
Crab cakes.
Yes, crab cakes was cited in the evidence. And also an appearance in a TV show called Godfathers of Harlem. She also apparently was angling for a role in Blue Bloods, allegedly. That's what the court papers are saying. Now, something that really stood out to me in these court documents was that prosecutors were tapping Ingrid Lewis Martin's phone for almost all of 2024, and that was a lot of the evidence cited in these indictments. But this wasn't even the craziest thing to happen in Mayor Eric Adams' circle this week. Now, Mayor Adams was not named in any of these indictments, but of course this comes at a really bad time for him as he's seeking re-election, and just another
it's part of his orbit. It's not a good look.
Trying to shake off allegations of corruption, and then this happens, and then
right. It keeps circling back to City Hall, but I want to bounce off of something that Morgan was just saying. You know, Lewis Martin, they have been friends now for 40 years, more than 40 years, and they often refer to one another as family. So this is not just a political ally. This is really
nothing would get to the mayor without going through her until she resigned.
Correct. And then the other big story, I mean, this is something that really caught everybody, I think, by surprise. We're talking about Winnie Greco. Now, she had been the mayor's liaison with the Chinese American community. This was up until last year, but then she became the target of multiple investigations. In fact, federal investigators raided 2 of her homes in the Bronx last year, and then she was forced to resign. So far, again, no charges have been filed against her. But then yesterday, because she is a volunteer with the mayor's re-election campaign, even though she resigned last year, here she is, she's a volunteer with the re-election campaign. And then she sees a reporter from one of these online news sites called The City, and the reporter's name is Katie Honan, and she's covered the mayor extensively, as well as the stuff going on with Winnie Greco and everything that was involved with her investigations
sort of a must-follow
last year.
reporter if you're involved in politics in the city, right? We all follow her, sure.
So she's up there for the grand opening of the mayor's newest campaign headquarters in Harlem, and she sees Winnie Greco, and Winnie Greco sees her. And then a short time later, she goes up to Katie Honan and says, hey, meet me across the street at the Whole Foods. And she meets her across the street. She's thinking she's going to be getting information from her. And she hands her this bag of potato chips. And inside is a red envelope that ended up having money inside of it.
That's what you call an element of surprise. You hand me a bag of chips, I'm gonna be looking at you like I don't want no chips. When I look in the bag and there's some money up in there, then you my peoples. Then you the person that I could rely on in a time of need. I could pay some bills with that money. But they look like that was bribery, even something more snakish, some grimy New Yorkish. You take them chips with that money, next thing you know, you come home, you got a human head in your refrigerator.
One $100 bill and some 20s, and Katie didn't realize it right away. So when she realized it, of course, she contacted her bosses, they contacted authorities right away, and then they also reached out to Winnie Greco again to say, hey, what are you giving me money for? What is this all about? And she apologized profusely, and then her attorney spoke on her behalf, saying, look, the bottom line with this is that, you know, it was just a gesture because she's fond of this reporter and she knows her, and that this is common practice in the Chinese American culture, that you give people money.
In the red envelope.
Yeah, in the red envelopes. You know, so then we all started thinking, well, wait a minute, I don't know, is that true? Because I don't know that much about the Chinese American culture.
To call it a cultural miscommunication, you know.
It's offensive in its own right, honestly.
Right.
You know,
so then
we need a bag of potato chips for what it actually is, its use is for.
Correct. So then I reached out to an organization called the Chinese, wait, hold on, I want to get this right here. Hold on just a second. Where did I write that? The Chinese American Citizen Alliance, and I spoke to the founding president, and as soon as I called her and I said, look, you know, I'm Linda Schmidt with Fox 5 News, I just wanted to ask you about your culture. Immediately she said, oh, Winnie Greco, I know that's why you're calling. And she said, this is so embarrassing. That we absolutely do not hand out red envelopes of money to reporters, and we certainly do not give it to people ever in potato chip bags. And that as part of the culture, what they do is like they'll put $1 or $2 in a red envelope when they're meeting a family for the first time and they're meeting their children. Instead of giving the kids candy, they give
As
them a
Winnie
buck or two.
Greco knows, she's been beside the mayor since 2014, involved in politics the whole time.
And very
I mean,
involved
it's just,
in the Asian community and helping to facilitate that between him and the mayor's office.
And that's why she was there. That's why she was part of the mayor's team to be able to help facilitate this. And it's common to have someone to reach out to these various communities.
And this comes at such a time, too, when the mayor is trying to separate himself from all of the scandals that plagued him last year and the beginning of this year, his now dropped criminal case. And you'll remember that Winnie Greco, when her home was raided by federal agents, she was like the second person to have her home raided by federal agents last fall, right before Mayor Eric Adams ended up getting indicted, and some of the other people ended up falling around him as well. And she was part of that kind of purge that Governor Kathy Hochul was asking of Adams, and he got rid of a lot of people, like the former police commissioner Edward Caban and the school chancellor David Banks, all those other people that were also being investigated by federal authorities. So they were just he's trying to separate himself in this re-election
But they
bid.
don't really go away if people are there. Yeah, we do have to leave it there. It is fascinating. I mean, only here in 24 hours do we have both of these stories. These would be the stories of the campaign anywhere else. Unreal. May you live in interesting times.
This guy, everything to do with his relationship with Diddy, they need to come on out and say it. They don't care nothing about no Dorito bag full of money. It's not even that deep. They don't care nothing about people bribing people with crab cakes and eating shrimp and lobsters. Everybody do that. It's people that ain't even got no power. Eat a little shrimp every now and then. They have it at the homeless shelter. Why they making a big deal out of this stuff? He had a couple of pretty women that he employed. That's what you call being a generous man. They probably called him Papa while they was rubbing his hairy chest. Should he go to jail for that? Should he be condemned for that? I'm pretty sure President Trump got some bad chicks he taken care of too. And why not? That's what a man's supposed to do. If you got the power to help somebody, why not help? Don't they teach that to kids in school? But then again, he corrupt. He a bad mayor, but like I said, the only reason why they in their feelings, the way they in their feelings, is because they know that he had a relationship with Diddy.
While music mogul Shawn Diddy Combs is now apologizing for the graphic surveillance video where he's seen assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura. That was back in 2016. In an interview today with Pix 11 News, New York's Mayor Eric Adams says city officials could possibly rescind the key to the city once given to Harlem native.
And the committee and the team, we've never rescinded a key before, but we are now sitting down to see what the next steps forward are going to be.
In an unprecedented move, New York City officials taking into consideration revoking Shawn Diddy Combs' key to the city. This comes after the graphic surveillance video where Combs is seen attacking his then girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Combs posting this video on his social media, apologizing for the assault on Ventura, acknowledging for the first time any wrongdoing since the stream of allegations began.
I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Ventura had filed a lawsuit against Combs back in November 2023, stating that she had endured years of abuse, including beatings and rape. Within a day of the lawsuit being filed, it was settled out of court, and the terms of the agreement were kept confidential. In a statement, Cassie's lawyer says, in part, quote, Combs' most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday.
People hate your guts when you got a bad chick on your arm. I'm just trying to let y'all know, if he was with some ugly women's, they wouldn't even have paid him no attention. But when you got you a certified dime piece on your arms, that's when people start looking at you with the side eye. Even though they gonna kiss her behind and buy her books, You could pay her $20 million to shut up and she's still gonna come to court talking and ain't nobody gonna look at her crazy while she married and pregnant with another man's baby. It's cold-blooded out here for these men of power. They might as well just get them a sex doll. Diddy should have just had the Astroglide, no Cassie, no male escorts. Mayor Adams should have waited until he was out of office. He should have been a monk his whole damn term. He should have never even looked in the woman's direction. He should have put some money to the side for them women. That way, when he got out of office, he could break them off one big lump sum. That's one fine-ass chick right there. I could see why he did it, but he know he too old and too funny looking to be with a chick like that. But that's her fetish. She liked the Mr. Bean looking Mr. Potato Head Steve Harvey. She couldn't wait to get with a man like that. And y'all gotta realize there's a lot of bad women that watch the Kardashians. Kanye West ain't never had a six-pack, always been funky looking, always been dirty looking. If Kanye West ain't had no money, Kim Kardashian would have never looked in his direction. Diddy in jail for 4 years, he might have a new roommate. If Mayor Adams get caught up the way they want him to get caught up, they digging and searching. More information coming out, women writing books. I'm gonna buy the book. I want to see how he tore that thing up, because I know I would have. I would have got her a job too. He ain't do nothing wrong in my eyes, but when you the mayor, it's different. Don't nobody care about what the dude in the kitchen doing. As long as he hooking up your food, you don't give a damn if he got gloves on, in there barefoot. You don't care if he got a hairnet. As long as them wings come out fire, you can care less about all that. But when you the mayor, you got the spotlight on your back. Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section.